7-0 Indiana run. They're within 2 and a foul. This is to Howard for the finish. Indiana.
It's Paige Bueckers shoving Sophie Cunningham, and Sophie getting that foul call.
It's bad enough when you have the referees being so incompetent, so inconsistent, clearly calling things one way for a certain player and calling it another way for another player.
Oh, you thought the drama would stop just because Caitlin Clark wasn't playing? No. Last night's Fever vs Dallas game at Gainbridge Fieldhouse was full of bad calls, dirty plays, and Sophie Cunningham getting treated unfairly by refs who acted like Paige Bueckers could do no wrong. This wasn't basketball, it was a setup to hand Dallas a win while targeting one of the toughest defenders in the league.
Look at that whistle go to work. That whistle going to work. You gotta be kidding me, man. Sophie literally has her hands up. Paige Bueckers pushing. And you called a foul on Sophie. What did she do? Did she not accept the push right? How was she supposed to accept the push? Was she supposed to fall on her back? Well, she ran into Howard. I mean, was everybody supposed to fall? What happened?
This is the only league I know where Paige Bueckers can literally shove Sophie Cunningham with two hands, shove Sophie Cunningham, yet the foul is on Sophie Cunningham. It's bad enough when we have that going against us.
Sophie Cunningham got hit with foul calls so bad they'd embarrass even a blind ref. In the end, the Wings slipped away with an 81-80 win that had more controversy than a reality TV finale. Smash that like button and drop ref revolt in the comments, because this one will make your blood boil hotter than a Phoenix summer. The setup was obvious. It's like the refs showed up wearing Dallas jerseys. Caitlin Clark was out with a groin injury, missing her 20th game of the season, already making Fever fans nervous about the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Wings came in desperate, riding a 5-game losing streak and sitting at a lousy 8-24 record, basically just trying to play spoiler.
Today's game against the Wings was a bad one, a bad loss. Based on Stephanie White, I'm based at the referees.
You lose at home to the Dallas Wings that lost to the gum on the bottom of the shoe, Chicago Sky 3 times. They lost to the Sky 3 times. You lose to the Dallas Wings. Man, stop it.
Coach Stephanie White started Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Sophie Cunningham, Natasha Howard, and Aaliyah Boston, basically daring Dallas to try and steal one in Indy. But the real problem wasn't the Wings. It was the 3 blind mice posing as WNBA refs, who must have pulled their whistles out of a cereal box. From the opening minutes, it was clear Paige Bueckers was getting the VIP treatment, and Sophie Cunningham was the chosen scapegoat. Early in the first quarter, Paige went up for a 3 and Sophie played solid defense. But then it turned absurd. Sophie barely stepped into Paige's landing space. Paige came down on her foot, and boom, foul. Sure, that's technically a violation under today's overly protective rules, but the way it was called set the tone for the whole night.
We have Paige pushing off Sophie Cunningham, play after play after play after play after play. Look, this is one instance right here. Sophie draped all over Paige. Paige pushing off Sophie Cunningham, yet that's a foul on Sophie Cunningham. I have no idea how. We have Paige pushing off Sophie Cunningham, yet that's a foul on Sophie Cunningham. I have no idea how. We have Paige getting guarded by Sophie Cunningham, pushing off Sophie Cunningham again, yet, of course, this is going to be a foul on, you guessed it, Sophie Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham, deny, face guard, hands are up, Paige pushes off. Oh, yep, that's a foul on Sophie Cunningham.
Fine, call the foul. Give her 2 free throws and move on. But no, these refs had to crank it up to a flagrant foul for what they called a reckless closeout. A flagrant. For a normal defensive play you see dozens of times in every WNBA game. Sophie wasn't trying to hurt anyone. She wasn't being dirty, she was defending exactly how every coach teaches from youth leagues to the pros. But apparently, when you're guarding Paige Bueckers, basic basketball turns into a crime scene. Dallas got 3 free throws and the ball. The most ridiculous part? Sophie came from Paige's side, not directly underneath her, making the dangerous play claim laughable. On the replay, it's obvious Sophie was making a legit basketball move and the contact was accidental at best. But the refs clearly saw their chance to set the tone for the night, and they took it with both hands.
Paige Bueckers can land on somebody's foot. Up, flagrant foul. 3 free throws and the ball back. Kelsey Mitchell can land on somebody's foot. Oh, just a common foul. Here, go take your free throws, and Dallas Wings will take the ball the other way. We have Sophie Cunningham going head-to-head against Paige Bueckers, smothering Paige Bueckers. Paige Bueckers pushing off every time down the court because she's not fast enough, not quick enough to create space, fighting around screens, fighting through screens, going baseline to baseline. So what does she need to do? She needs to push off on Sophie Cunningham to get herself open. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking. All right, Paige is pushing off Sophie, so there must be calling fouls on Paige Incorrect, you are.
3 free throws for Paige. Dallas keeps the ball, and the refs send a clear warning, touch their golden child and you're getting punished. The Gainbridge Fieldhouse crowd was furious, and rightfully so, because they were watching their team get robbed in real time by officials who looked more like Paige Bueckers' personal escort service than fair game callers, and it only got worse. Late in the second quarter, with about a minute left, Sophie was guarding Paige tight. Instead of using actual basketball skill to get free, Paige straight up shoved Sophie backward hard enough to send her stumbling like she'd just been hit by a truck. Sophie immediately threw her arms up, pointed at Paige, and yelled to the refs that she'd been pushed. The whistle blew, the replay lit up the Jumbotron showing the shove in crystal clear detail, and these clown show refs called the foul on Sophie. That's right, Sophie got hit with a foul for getting shoved, in front of 20,000 witnesses and multiple camera angles. Her reaction said it all. This wasn't just a bad call, it was an insult.